Assalamu alaikum everybody. Our lesson today is talking about classifying quadrilaterals, how to classify the quadrilaterals easily. Firstly, let's know the meaning of the quadrilateral, then after that we'll take how to classify the quadrilaterals. Firstly guys, what is the meaning of the quadrilateral? Here is divided into two parts. This word is divided into two parts, quad and lateral. First, I want you to know that the quad, the first word which is quad here means four, and lateral here means the sides. So if any shape has four sides and four angles, will be named as a quadrilateral. So again, what is the meaning of the quadrilateral? This quadrilateral is a word, is a name of any shape has four sides. So the quadrilateral, guys, is the name of any shape has four sides and four angles, like many shapes you know. The first one is a square. Of course, for the square, there are four sides and four angles. Okay, what else? Like rhombus, which looks like a diamond. What else, guys? Like that shape, which is called the trapezoid. And what else? Of course, you know that this one is called rectangle. Also, this one will be quadrilateral because it has four sides and four angles. What else, guys? Like that shape, which is called parallelogram. So again, guys, what is the meaning of the quadrilateral? The quadrilateral, yes, is the name of any shape has four sides, like all of those shapes here: square, rhombus, trapezoid, rectangle, parallelogram, and any shape has four sides will be called as a quadrilateral. Okay. After that, we want to know the properties of each shape here for the square, rhombus, trapezoid, rectangle, and parallelogram. But before that, I want to revise with you the parallel lines. Yes, of course, you know guys that the parallel lines never intersect, never meet. So if there are two lines never intersect, never meet, never cross each other, will be called as parallel lines, like those two lines, like those two yellow lines, and like those two lines also. Those two lines, guys, or those two pairs of lines are parallel lines here because they never intersect, they never meet. After that, let's quadrilaterals, or the family of the quadrilaterals. Of course, we know that the quadrilateral has four sides and four angles. Okay, the quadrilaterals, guys, here is divided into two parts. Okay, or into two types. The first one is called parallelogram, and which is shown here, and the other one which is called the trapezoid, like that one, like the shown on here. Okay, for trapezoid, guys, this one, let's know the properties of this one later, after knowing the properties of the parallelogram. What are the properties of the parallelogram, guys? Of course, we knew before that the parallel lines never intersect and never meet. So for the parallelogram comes from parallel lines. Yes, so for this parallelogram, guys, there are two pairs of parallel lines. What is the first pair? Which, yes, which is that red pair of parallel lines. So do you see the red lines here? Those two red lines, of course, are parallel. They never intersect, never meet. So this is the first pair of parallel lines of parallel sides in the parallelogram, and the other pair of parallel sides or in the parallelogram are the yellow lines here, are the yellow sides here. So in the parallelogram, there are two pairs of parallel sides. Again, there are two pairs of parallel sides in the parallelogram. But what about the trapezoid? For trapezoid, guys, there is only one pair of parallel sides. Okay, so for the trapezoid, only there is one pair of parallel sides, which are, okay, which is that one, which is the yellow pair of parallel sides here. So do you see the yellow sides here? Those two yellow sides, of course, never intersect, never meet. So for the trapezoid, again, there is only one pair of parallel sides, and for the parallelogram, two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, guys, so what is the difference between the parallelogram and trapezoid? In the trapezoid, only there is one pair of parallel sides, but the other sides are not parallel, of course. For the parallelogram, there are two pairs of parallel sides, which are shown here. Okay, guys, there are special cases from the parallelogram. Yes, the first one is called rectangle. Of course, everybody knows the rectangle. And the other one, which is shown here exactly. Firstly, let's know the properties of the rectangle. What are the properties of the rectangle? Of course, it has the same properties of the parallelogram. There are two pairs of parallel sides in the rectangle, which are shown here. So the rectangle has the same properties of the parallelogram. Okay, it has two pairs of parallel sides, and it has extra properties here. What are the extra properties in the rectangle? Yes, every two opposite sides also are same like the parallelogram, but there is something extra here. All of the angles of the rectangle are are right angles. Yes, but all of the angles in the parallelogram are not. So the rectangle is a special case from the parallelogram. So I can say the rectangle is a special parallelogram with 4 right angles. So in the rectangle, yes, there are 4 right angles, but in the parallelogram, no right angles. Okay, so the rectangle again, I can say the rectangle can be a parallelogram. Yes, exactly, because it has the same properties of the parallelogram. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides like the parallelogram. Okay, the other one is called rhombus, which looks like the diamond, which looks like the shape. This one is called rhombus. Okay, what are the properties of the rhombus? Yes, it has the same properties of the parallelogram, so I can say the rhombus is a parallelogram. Okay, but what is extra here in the rhombus? All of the sides of the rhombus are same, but all of the sides in the parallelogram are not same. So I can say the rhombus is a special parallelogram with, yes, with all the sides are same. So all of the sides of the rhombus are same. So the rhombus is parallelogram with 4 equal sides and no right angles in the parallelogram. Okay, let's take now the properties of the rhombus and rectangle, and all of those properties can be, yes, inside what? In that shape which is called square. So all of the properties of the square, of the rectangle, rhombus, and parallelogram are in the square. So what are the properties of the square? The properties of the square, guys, are the first one. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides like the parallelogram, and all of the angles are right like the rectangle, and all of the sides are equal like the rhombus. So I can say that the square is a special rhombus or a special rectangle and a special parallelogram, because the square has all of the properties of all of those shapes which are parallelogram, rectangle, and rhombus. Okay, so the square has 2 pairs of parallel sides, has 4 equal sides, has 4 right angles. Okay. Okay. Let's solve some questions according to what did I say now. Write the names, all the names of this quadrilateral, all possible names of this quadrilateral. What is that, guys? Of course, it's so clear. This one is a square. Okay, so the first name of this one, exactly square. But let's remember the map again. What did we take before? Okay, this map, I want you to memorize this map very well. Okay, quadrilateral. Yes, quadrilaterals here are divided in 2 parts. The trapezoid has 1 pair of parallel sides, and parallelogram has 2 pairs of parallel sides. There are special cases here: rhombus, rectangle. Rhombus, all of the sides are same and no right angles. Rectangle, all of the angles are right, yes, but all of the sides are not same. All of those properties are in the square, which has 4 right angles, which has 4 equal sides in length, and also it has 2 pairs of parallel sides like the parallelogram. So of course this one is going to be named as a square, and it's going to be named as what? Yes, as rhombus. It's going to be named also as a rectangle because the square is a special rectangle, and it's going to be named as what also? As a parallelogram because it has the same properties of the parallelogram, and it's going to be named also as a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. Yes, so for that shape there are 5 names, okay, which is a square, then rhombus, rectangle, parallelogram, quadrilateral. Okay. Okay, now let's solve the questions in the book. Question number 1: what is true about all quadrilaterals? What do you know about the quadrilateral? As I said to you before, quadrilateral is the name of the shapes that have 4 sides and 4 angles. So what do you know about the quadrilaterals? Yes, 4 shapes and 4 sides and 4 angles. So they all have 4 sides and 4 angles. What is the difference between a square and rhombus, guys? As I said to you before, that the square is a special rhombus. Okay, but for the square, all of the angles are right. It has 4 right angles, but the rhombus, of course, there is no right angles. Yes, what is common between the square and rhombus? Both of them have 4 equal sides in length, but in the rhombus there is no right angle, but in the square all of the angles are right. Yes? Yes. So for the square has 4 right angles and rhombus doesn't have 4 right angles. Question 3, Shane drew a quadrilateral with at least 2 right angles and at least 1 pair of parallel sides. Name 3 quadrilaterals. Of course, the square has 2 right angles. Yes. has at least 2 right angles. It has more than, of course, but he said at least. Okay, so minimum 2 angles, minimum two right angles. So the square has 2 right angles. Okay, and it has 1 pair of parallel sides. It has more than, yes, 1 pair. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides, but it is also here at least 1 pair. So the square has 2 right angles and has 1 pair of parallel sides. So the square can be, and also the rectangle can be, and yes, the trapezoid can be, a special trapezoid can be. Okay, yes. Question 4, write all the names, all the possible names for each quadrilateral. Question 4, yes, this one exactly is rectangle, and we know that the rectangle is a special parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of parallel sides like the parallelogram. So this will be also will be named as a parallelogram, and it's also quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. What about this one now? Yes, it's parallelogram, yes, and it's a quadrilateral. What about this shape? Yes, it has all of the names. Firstly square, then rhombus, rectangle, parallelogram, and the quadrilateral. Question 7, guys. All of those sides are not same, and there is no pair of parallel sides. I think that someone can say that this one is a trapezoid. Guys, this one is not a trapezoid. Okay? Only look at this one. Look at this shape very well. There is no pair of parallel sides. No parallel sides here. So what is the name of this shape? Only quadrilateral. Okay, only quadrilateral because it has 4 sides and 4 angles, and there is no property like what did you take before. Okay, from what did you take before. Next question, write the names possible for each quadrilateral. Of course, this one is a parallelogram, and yes, and the quadrilateral because it has 4 sides and 4 angles. What about question 9? All of the sides here are same as you see. So this will be rhombus exactly, and it has 2 pairs of parallel sides, and also we knew that the rhombus is a special parallelogram, so we can name it also as a parallelogram, and because it has 4 sides and 4 angles, it's going to be named as a quadrilateral. Question number 10 here, yes, all of the sides are same, so, and all of the angles here are right. Okay, but this shape is rotated for a little bit. Okay, so this will be a square because it has 4 right angles, and it's gonna be rhombus because all of the sides are same like the square, and it's gonna be a rectangle because it has 4 right angles like the square, and it's gonna be a parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of parallel sides, and it's gonna be a quadrilateral. So for the square, guys, of course we know that there are 5 names for the square. Question 11, of course, it's so clear. It's rectangle and parallelogram and the quadrilateral.